This week's episode of Zero Idea is brought to you by Wes Wilkes Mortgage and Calvert Brewing. Let's go. Be sure to check us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and the like button. Comment below and let us know what you think about the certain topics we talk about. Blah, blah, blah. Also hit us up on Instagram. Type in the search bar Zero Idea Podcast. Put us in your story and we'll put you in the podcast. Boom. Let's go. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Zero Idea episode 10. And we're trying something new.
Yeah, COVID-10.
The coronavirus is wild right now and rampant. And so we are doing our due diligence and staying the F away.
No, you're doing your due diligence because you won't let us in your house, you piece of shit.
Nope. Stay away. I thought about it for a second, and I was like,
got beer in my eye. Ow.
You just think it's just not worth it?
Not worth it. In the end game, let's just say it does reach all of us. I mean, I think we're gonna be fine. Believe me, I'm not like freaking out or anything. But
that's a lie.
But if it does reach us, and we had an interview here, and you guys were infected, it got me infected, and got my mom infected, and the baby, I'd freak out. What do you guys think?
Jeez, I think you're off your fucking rocker.
I'm not.
I understand. You just had a baby. Congrats, by the way. This is our first podcast of you having a baby. And we all want to see the little guy.
Shit's
so that's
changed,
disappointing.
Huh? He joins the world and it's like upside down.
No, you had a baby and turned into a weirdo.
No, I didn't. I did not.
Well, it's kind of like the perfect storm. The weirdo, well, I mean, a little overprotective, sure. That's natural. But then, right, with this virus coming out, that's frustrating.
Dude, can you imagine? So I just had a newborn, and not even grandparents can come over and see him. They already did, but, Chet was in contact with somebody that may or may not have been in contact with someone else, blah, blah, blah. Can't really risk anything. So
I know.
Nobody
so
can come over. It's crazy. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It sucks. It all sucks. The whole world sucks right now.
It really does.
It's hard not to be mad at
it. Dude, I'm so mad. It's really annoying. Brent, how you feel about this whole situation?
I'm like in the. My needle is closer to yours than those idiots in Florida, just like on the beach fucking and dancing and 10,000 kids just grinding on each other like a bunch of morons. But I mean, Jake and I played golf this morning. Still gonna go to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store. I'm still gonna. I mean, I've been in my apartment, 18 hours a day probably. I'm gonna, no big gatherings or whatever. I think. How many people were over your brother's house? How many people were over your brother's house last night?
Yeah.
We don't need the FBI storming the place and taking us out or whatever.
We are definitely.
There was 10. There was 10.
Yeah, maybe
we're definitely
10.
in different buildings right now. I promise. Whoever's watching this.
We were hanging out too. I guess they were Chinooks. I don't know what they were. Helicopters with two.
Really?
Two. What are they?
The Chinooks. The two propeller.
Yeah, they came over Golden Beach. It looked like they were trying to scare everybody inside, flying solo, did a bank turn right around where we were, and then kept on moving north. And I think that's ridiculous. I've never seen that. They fly low around here occasionally, whatever, and maybe it's just doing an exercise or training. But given the timing, it was very strange.
Or National Guard. National Guard. Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they were, but either way, why would you do that? To me, it was sort of like a scare tactic. I don't know. I don't know if it was or not. That might be ridiculous to even say.
Did it work, Jake?
But
Did it work?
Not at all.
No.
It made me angry.
We were playing darts and eating wings and having beers.
I missed that. It was while you were there, Brent?
America, no.
It was just before I got there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Dude, I'm okay with people asking us to do things. This is what you should do. This is the best we think. But in the end, that's not what America was founded on, and we're not going to bend over now. Sorry. The rest of these countries can do whatever they want. I don't care, and we don't have to do it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to stay inside. Not going to do it. If you're at risk, like Mike, that you think your kid and your mother are at risk, so then yeah, keep us out of your house. You're doing it. That's fine. But
I mean, I'll go outside.
life goes on.
I'll go outside, but I'm not like. I've been to the store a few times. Just played it safe, kept away from everybody. It's pretty easy. Wipe yourself down.
It's very easy, but yeah, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is it being mandatory. Can't. That's
But
it's not. We're not living in some Orwellian 1984 society where, the government should not be allowed to tell us to stay inside. But it, like Jake said, the suggestions are fine. That's great. And most people like myself, like Jake, like you, are staying inside for most of the day. But I'm going to play golf when it's 80 degrees outside. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
But people are not listening. That's the whole deal. Like
then they'll die. If it's that bad, they'll die.
Hey, man.
So if you do knowingly have it, and you leave quarantine, escape quarantine, and just go out and do whatever you want, or do you think that is a crime? Because you know that.
I don't know. People with AIDS do whatever they want. They don't. There's no crime there. It's about you.
I
If you're
thought
worried,
people have gotten charged for that before.
But you don't get AIDS from like coughing.
Like knowingly spreading HIV is a crime.
I think they used to be, but I think San Francisco recently, I remember hearing this last year, changed that law, making it not a criminal offense anymore. But Mike, to answer your question, if it's about you, if you're worried, and if you don't trust somebody you're around, and then don't go around them. If you don't trust me and you think I have it and I'm not telling anyone, then don't come around me. Again, it's all about individual responsibility. The nanny state governments all across the world are shutting down everything, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If you are worried, you stay home, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
I don't know how else to say it.
Now, I said, the people like that club in Nashville that was like packed last week, they ought to be just taken out behind the shed.
People.
If they die, they die. Don't go around those people.
But they're putting other people in harm, man.
Huh?
They go home and put other people at harm.
Who?
That's
Who
the
else
problem.
they put in harm?
Everybody that went to that bar that night, yeah, they get to do what they want. That's what you're saying. But they go back to people that have been trying to play it safe, and they infect them.
Well, who are like those people? If they're playing it safe, would know that they wouldn't be around that person.
Correct, but they might be at the store trying to be, and then the guy that's at the club is walking down the aisle at the grocery store, and he coughs once on the box of Cheerios on the right, and somebody picks it up later, and they got it on their hand.
I mean, it's got a shelf life. Like you can't.
It does, but it's 4 days.
If you cough on a box of Cheerios and I come touch it a half hour later, I'm not going to get the coronavirus.
It has 4 days. It survives on the surface for 4 days.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Again, I'm not doing anything silly. I don't have the virus, and if I have any sickness effect, I will stay home.
I don't think.
Right?
Look, I don't think you or me or anybody has it down here. There's 0 cases down here too, but we also don't have any tests or anything really going on. Hey, dude, they said 15,000 right now cases in America, but like they're not even confirmed. Like they're just like being checked right now, and so they're just running those numbers so high and putting it out there in people's minds. 15,000 in like a couple days, 3 days, or whatever it is. I mean, that's pretty.
Dude, that's nothing.
No,
to me that is almost nothing. It's statistically irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's not I mean to us it is a stat, but that is people's family members. At the end of the day.
I don't like how everyone thinks they're so smart all of a sudden when there's other diseases that are killing people all over the world, and there is things you can do about them. It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Like 2,000 people die every day of heart disease.
Yeah.
I can go on that rant again, the heart disease rant, but most of that stuff is completely avoidable, yet people, like if you're worried about coronavirus, but I see you eating fried chicken and drinking a Coke, then I know you're not really worried about anything. Because if you were, you wouldn't be doing that.
Cigarettes.
Right? Cigarettes, booze, all of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden everyone knows about flattening the curve. Everyone acts like social distancing's been around since 1922.
It's a little scarier now, right, though, isn't it? Because
everybody says abundance of caution all of a sudden. Like, that's a new phrase.
Right, but you can see all those foods and those terrible habits. You can see them, right? You can't really see the virus. Like you may or may not catch it. You don't see it coming, and then suddenly it's there. And that's what people I think are afraid of. Like, it's in their head. They're just kind of creeped out and they don't want to go anywhere. And I understand that because it's like, I don't know.
It's in
if you're worried, yep, don't go anywhere.
I agree.
I don't like mandatory. If I had a bar or restaurant right now, I'd be suing the state of Maryland. No doubt about it. Sorry. Dude, they're killing. I mean, the economic fallout's going to be worse than any of this virus. Yeah,
it's going to be a nightmare.
People probably think I'm so stupid right now, and maybe I am.
No, dude. I'm about to vote for you for president.
I mean, we will see. We will see what happens.
It is a nightmare.
When the government starts overreaching this big and starts doing mandatory shutdown, they're going to arrest you if you go outside or go somewhere or have more people than 10 at your house. Are they going to arrest you,
or are they just going to like detain you and try to put you back where
well, they're going to give you
back in your cage.
It's like the dog catcher. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, they're gonna. You're breaking the law and some order, and they can give you something. I don't know, a ticket, whatever.
I don't know, dude. It is creepy because I get what you guys are saying about overstepping their bounds.
Yes.
And
some things are dangerous. Some things are dangerous. Living completely free, which we're not even close, but we used to be. Living completely free is a little bit dangerous, right? Should we not have fought the Revolutionary War because it was dangerous? Right? How many people died in that? That was avoidable. We didn't have to do it. Could have just done what they said. How about that, Brent? You like that?
Right. Only thing I got going on all overnight, every tree decided to ejaculate everywhere, and pollen in full effect. My nostrils are killing me.
Your service is terrible.
I don't care.
It's slipping.
Southern Maryland allergies are kicking my ass right now.
And your phones.
I hate everybody.
Hey, Jake, only 6,800 Americans died in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, okay.
It
was worth it, right?
It's not really that big, is it?
Seems a bit low, but all right.
But
I think that's extremely low.
20,000 were taken prisoner, and that additional 17,000 deaths were the result of disease. Including
probably caused by a wound in the war.
Including about 8,000 to 12,000 who died while prisoners in war, which, it's probably wounds.
Well, they didn't feed them. They didn't. Yeah, they had nasty wounds. They're all pooping in a hole they dug out back and just drifting through the camp.
Like I said, 2 times I wouldn't want to live. Maybe I'll add a third. That sounds like
right now.
Time.
Right now?
Oh my god!
On your list?
This is a stupid time right now. It's very stupid.
It's stupid if you let it. I'm actually doing pretty well.
I'm enjoying life because I get to work at home, see my kid that was just born constantly, which is great. Whenever I'm stressed, I just stop and go upstairs and kiss him a bunch of times, and then I'm good.
So, hey, what do you think is going to happen? Forget the dumb virus for now. The fallout of this, is life going to change, and how do you think it's going to change? Permanently.
I think they're gonna fix it, and they're gonna rub it in our face how much we need them. And I do think the people that are trying to fix this, all the scientists, the people you hate, all the biochemists, all those virus detectives. I love
those people.
I think they're the true heroes, man. Those are actual heroes. And at the end of the day, people are still gonna worship the Avengers. Or Batman or something stupid.
I mean your day-to-day life.
No, I know.
Is work from home going to be much more normal than it already is, even though it's already pretty normal? Are people not going to stop handshaking? What's going to happen?
Depends who you work for. I think for a little bit, we'll be a little cleaner, and we'll handle ourselves a little bit better with being around people. But it's going to come. I think this virus will come right back because all the people that are holding it, being a carrier. Yeah, they're going to go back out. They're just going to spread it again unless there's a vaccine that they make everyone take, which that could be another conspiracy theory.
I wouldn't take it.
No, me neither. That's mass inoculation. That's all that would be.
By the time you got that vaccine, it would already have mutated anyways.
Sure. Do you ever play that game? Do you ever play that game, Plague Inc.?
Which game?
It's called Plague Inc. It's a game on your phone where you literally created a virus and try to spread it as best you can to kill the entire world. Okay.
No, I'm saying nothing's going to change. Okay. Say July or August comes and Donnie T says we're good to be Americans again and not oppressed. We can every restaurant's gonna go back to half-ass cleaning everything. Every grocery store is gonna half-ass clean everything. People are gonna continue to eat shitty food. Nope, it's just gonna revert back. I mean, as much as, dude, I mean, how long ago was the Holocaust? And it barely gets mentioned anymore, except by the extreme left that wants to call every Republican a Nazi.
Well, so all this extra cleaning, I hate to tell you guys, it actually creates more bugs. It really does. The super bugs come
Especially
out of antibacterial soap and everyone using hand sanitizer. You're killing good bugs too, by the way, good bacteria. And then these ones that can resist that, they just turn into something worse. That's like what MRSA is, right? The staph infection, but the super one, you know, it's resistant to penicillin. I mean, that's what's going to happen. It's going to get worse.
Scary, dude.
You know?
So scary.
I don't use I use antibacterial soap. Hand sanitizer, not for me. Sorry.
No.
Me neither.
I think I've used it a couple times recently, but that was out of sheer terror.
I don't use it.
Nah, soap is much
Mike,
better.
what Jake is saying is that you ought to go grab Felix right now and just go throw him in the yard and let him roll around.
Hey, it's good for him.
And get filthy.
That's another thing people have misconceptions on. The ground is dirt. But it's not dirty. You know, it's not like there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't taste good. You shouldn't eat it.
My front yard is, because it's got all the chemicals in it, trying to get some grass, but other than
that's worse than
that's terrible for you.
See, there you go. You're just giving everybody the C word.
Dude, it's terrible for you. And Amanda even will notice when they spray. She can feel it in her joints whenever they do.
Dude, it works its way into the groundwater at some point.
Oh God.
You know, and we all share the same groundwater, by the way. There's all these crappy farms around here that spit crap all over their fields. You know, we're all sharing that water, and it's all contaminated, and we're all gonna die. There you go.
Hey, I have a filter. All right, bud.
No, yeah, I've got a true water filter or zero water filter.
F off, Jake. It's holding back all that.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey, I guess let's do some shout-outs real quick.
Is anyone still listening, you think, after that?
After this? No.
Yeah.
Shout-outs this week. 9 streak is Wes and Ryan. Of course, 8 streak. Dude, I'm probably completely wrong. Don't care. I just know Wes and Ryan are winning. We got Joe Lockman, Jamie Emery. We got Ben Kiskell. RJ Bunday gave us a shout out today. We got Adam Holmes. Or said that? Brian Whittington. Scott Atkinson. He actually. Oh, dude. Scott Atkinson sent us a message, Jake. And I'm going to read it.
Did he?
Quit. Yes.
Oh, stickers.
He said, I'm listening to episode 9 now. I see you guys actually considered my comment. It's all proper. Next paragraph. I have to say, I think Jake hit it pretty damn close. There is no right or wrong answer, and the statement is vague. I just wanted to hear how you guys interpreted it. I just like thinking about topics and hearing people's take on how someone can expand on an idea. My idea was somewhat of a realization as I've grown into an adult and thought it'd be fun to hear how you guys viewed it, considering you guys are a generation older than me. Of course, you always have to put on some type of hat when dealing with certain people in a specific situation, but have you ever met a person and they just rub you the wrong way because they're just trying to act or put on a front? Of course we have. To impress you or people around them. I always enjoy meeting someone who is quirky and are 100% themselves, even if I don't agree or resonate with that type of person they are. I can always respect them for being who they are as a human with no shame. So that was his little reply.
That's a good comment. I have to correct one thing.
Okay.
My kid is one generation younger than me. And
thank you.
She's one.
Thanks. Yeah.
You can't be a generation behind.
He's only 10, maybe 8 or 9 years younger than us.
He's already typing and asking good questions. No, he's the same generation. But you know what? Maybe not, because our generation grew up literally without computers and phones, and that does make a big difference.
Yeah, dude. And it's I use it every day now, constantly. Or we all do, but it's like my job as well, OSR jobs and everything. It's constantly all day. I can't imagine living without it. It'd be terrible. And we did it.
Yeah, that's a good comment. Thank you, Scott.
We did video games. Nintendo. I played on Atari. That was bad. And versus nowadays with the VR and whatnot. Insane.
Hey, I had two in-person reviews.
2 in-person
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah. Last week we were at Moose Lodge softball tournament and not abiding by the county's law of 50 or more. Back then it was 50 or more. I don't know. There must have been 300 people there. But yeah, Troy Waddell gave me a nice review, and Drew Woodburn, who didn't want to be mentioned, but here he is getting mentioned. Yeah.
I don't know why does Duggs not want to be mentioned?
I don't know. That's what
Is he worried about his clearance or something?
I don't know. And Becky shared it again, too. Aunt Becky.
No, Bex.
Yeah, it was a good time. We got second place in the tournament. Thanks for asking.
Oh, I don't care about county softball.
You should.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not going to argue any
who else?
more than that.
Who else we got, Mike?
Oh, yeah. So, Scott Atkinson, we actually had Ryan Escalopio with Moose House.
Oh, he did. I saw that. That was awesome. We got to get him on, man. I got so many questions for that cat.
Yeah. Dude, I got to tell him, got to tell him some things. I'm not going to blow his head up or anything, but maybe a little bit.
I mean,
we got
I think he's pretty down to earth now. I think that when we were kids, yeah, you would have blown him up. He loved that shit.
Yeah. God,
Hey, we used to jam at Lito's. I mean, we used to jam Wakefield in the back.
Yeah, we did.
Loved it.
I walked up to him like a little nerd and was like, "Can you sign this CD?" In front of my girlfriend. Goodness.
Well, I mean, they were pretty big. There's nothing wrong with that.
Dude, they were tight. Kevin Metter, Kenna with what's the
Boondoggy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We also have Natalie Austin again.
Yeah.
Derek Alabende. Do you know him?
Oh, Abelindy.
No. I think you've been saying that wrong the whole time.
It's Abelindy.
Is it? Because on he had it spelled Alabende.
No, it's Abelindy.
Ah, okay. I definitely probably screwed that up. Candace, she shared us, and that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's about it, my friend.
My buddy Landon, I think one of y'all doesn't like that name, but Landon Applegate, down in Texas, he texted me and said, "I have so much to say. You guys need to do a live call-in one of these days, so that everyone can just call us and just
we're getting there.
correct us."
And honestly, tonight it's obviously we're jumping a hurdle, trying to get a show out because we need to and get through. And this has been a nice test to see how. It's a bunch of boring techie stuff, but we're figuring out how to go live, and we can definitely do it whenever Bane comes back over. Poor Bane. Bane's not here. Our guy.
Hold on. Before we move on too far, my mother actually has shared it for like 3 straight weeks, but for some reason we keep missing it.
I'm sorry, Lori. I have it every time, but I remember you saying it.
Yeah.
Brent's mom. Ooh, that's a nice one, dude.
Sorry, dude. I'm dying.
Mike, I want to hear about this baby, like the whole birthing experience and all that. I want to hear about it. No one's heard anything.
Okay.
Any good stories? You got any good notes?
All right. Well, let me think. I didn't practice this. I usually practice.
How much doo-doo on the back?
Did you look?
No. Oh, okay. So, all right. Let me get into it. What a weird night. Number one. It's just a weird thing. The whole thing's weird. Very weird. Walk in there. They put us in this room like it's like a really shitty but clean hotel room. And there's like this one nice bed and then a couch. The couch didn't look that bad. I was like, what are these guys talking about? And then I laid on it.
It's too short. Yeah.
Well, I'm short, so it was just right.
Ooh.
And so I get on there, and Amanda's poor body was just hurting. And I'm talking like I was dozing off, enjoying myself on that little couch. And I kept hearing her groan and stuff, and I felt so bad, but it didn't stop me from like sleeping a little bit. And then around the nurses, by the way, fantastic, all of them. And the guy that did the anesthesia came in to give her the shot in her back. This little Asian guy, so precise, nailed it. He like drew the bones on her back and shit, like just to make sure he nailed where it needed to go and everything. And like he was very precise.
I mean, it's his job to be precise.
I know.
Well, he's got those people carry a lot of responsibility, a lot of liability. They do.
Dude,
Brent, they give you the wrong stuff and it acts wrong. You can die. So
they can go through the same. Oh my God, I can't. Okay, so the first drug that she took was the Stadol, which makes them feel drunk, like almost instantly. They put it in the IV, and so I was like, well, that sounds fun, but I'm just gonna lay here. And so they give it to her, and she like, she's doing the groaning, and suddenly she's like, ooh. And then, I guess she was getting the spins or something, because she was like, we should just do the whole thing on this. I was like, what, the drugs? And she goes, yeah. Dude, picture Amanda saying, yeah. Like, and,
pretty sure I've heard her say that before.
Yeah, and she kept going, and eventually got the epidural, which that guy came in, nailed it, and wow. I can't imagine why somebody would want to do it without that. Like, there's
just
nothing
experience the all natural.
Nah, nothing to prove, bro. I don't care.
No, there's nothing to prove for sure.
I watched, and it sucked because I couldn't do anything. But like, I was watching this, and I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. And then suddenly she got that, and like things got a little better. And eventually, around I think it was like 9 or 10 or something. No, it was 10. They came in, and they're like, ready to start pushing. Oh, here it goes. And she was like, and she just starts pushing, dude. Didn't feel anything. And I remember seeing like the top of his head, the crown. and I was like, well, that's small. Because you only see the top, but it's like round because their head elongates or whatever coming through there.
Yeah, it's all squishy.
Yeah, so I only saw like I only saw like the top part. I was like, well, that's a small head, dude. There's something weird going on. And in between pushes, like, dude, me and the nurses were just like telling jokes, conversating and everything. And then it's like, all right, here come the contractions. Start pushing again. Ooh, and all the pushing starts and everything. And then they stop, and then we start telling stories again. I'm asking them questions and everything. And then it starts again. And then in between, I remember the one nurse just like twirling his hair as it's like sticking out of And I thought that was like really cool because she's just so like desensitized to it. And to them, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. They love it. To me, I couldn't look any different angle than where I was at, which was by her head. And they made me grab her leg to help, give her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can't do this part. I'm going to go up here next to her, and I'm going to hold her shoulders. And I just started rubbing her shoulders. And I remember
that's what I was doing. Hanging out near the head.
Yep. And I kept,
Absolutely.
but dude, there's a TV hanging up high on the wall behind her. You can see it in a reflection, and like I saw it real quick. I was like, nah.
Reflection.
But no, let me get to it. So the head comes out finally, and it's like, oh, that's the head. And he turned his head around, and he looked like this little purple old man, and he didn't cry. He just had this like face, like he was about to, but like it was weird. I don't know, dude.
Imagine what he was thinking.
He wasn't thinking nothing.
Dude, who knows?
He didn't know anything. He turned his head around.
All of a sudden he can see, and there's people, and it's like a new world.
Yeah, dude. And so they pull the rest of the body out, and it kind of looks like a little octopus just flailed out of there, like his little limb.
Ew.
Poor Brett.
I hate this.
I'm watching it.
What did you do with the placenta?
He starts.
He ate it.
So they pull him out, and they just like throw him on Amanda. Like the umbilical cord's still connected in there, and they're like, and we're both looking at him. We're like, yay, kind of. Like everyone thinks you're gonna like cry.
You're gonna clean him up.
Kind of like, yeah. Everyone thinks you're gonna cry and stuff, but I was more like, I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's here. Like I wasn't like, there wasn't no happy tears or anything. I just was happy, and like I just started touching him and being like, yes, like this is awesome. And then they took him, and they started like doing the little tests and whatnot because he was high risk or whatever, and it was awesome. For those that haven't heard or anything that do listen to us, my kid actually lost his arm from the right elbow down, so that's why he's high risk. He had some his kidneys were inflamed and blah blah blah. Anyways, came out good, and he's wonderful. He's beautiful. Love him. Kiss him to death every single day. Yeah, it's great.
Did you eat the placenta?
No, I didn't eat
Yeah.
it. All right. I saw it and I donated it because they wanted to take it down for testing and stuff, just for the arm and everything.
Huh.
They asked me if it was cool.
Stem cells, baby. Stem cells.
They asked me if it was okay, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I think they just want to see if it's, obviously related or too.
Why would they ask you right then and not earlier?
I don't know. I don't know.
They wait till you're really, really vulnerable, and they get you with those little questions.
You gonna ask me the other question?
What's the other one?
There was two things about that we had questions about what I was gonna do when he was born.
Did you look, and did you eat the placenta? I don't know. What else was there?
Oh, there's a big one, dude. There was a big one. A big one.
Did you cry?
No, didn't cry.
Did the baby look like you?
Circumcision.
Oh my God.
Come on, dude. That was like so
Oh
easy.
my gosh.
Well, we're not thinking about Felix's wiener.
That's true.
Well.
Wow.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth. Yep.
They did it. I knew you'd do it, you pussy.
I did it only because with his arm and everything, dude, I didn't want any more bullshit on top of it.
No, he could have gone even harder. Been like, yeah, you know what? My arm's jacked up, but guess what? I got this down here that no one else has.
Yeah, but if he wants to do it later, bro, I don't know. I don't want to deal with
It's
it.
silly.
I don't want to deal with it. And I want him to match me, because that's the thing. Everyone was like, well, just
You wanna
match the dad. I'm like, why? Are they matching wieners? Like, what? Everyone's like,
You don't
gotta
get any
match the
family
dad.
pictures with your wieners out.
Dude.
Well, he's going to be a lucky guy if he ended up with a matching wiener. I know that.
Dude, he's the best. Like,
I
honestly,
can't believe that, Mike. You did it. All right.
People that are obsessed and they take a million pictures, I get it now. Like, it's cool, man. It's like the best thing. He's wonderful. He's been a good baby, and that's it. Felix. And so he's in the house
cool.
now.
Hey, what the hell is his middle name?
Aurelius.
Okay, I don't know
Felix
what Aurelius
Aurelius.
is,
Yeah,
Marcus Aurelius, defender of the North or something.
Yeah.
What was he?
No, one of the last 5 great emperors of Rome before it fell. But no, he wrote a book called The Meditations, and I kind of was like reading through that near the end, and a lot of great quotes that if you know your kid's losing an arm and you want him to get up every day and conquer that thing and kick its ass, there's a lot of great quotes by him, and so that's why I named him after him.
You should have named him Sue, right? That's what you do.
A boy named Sue.
Yeah. If you're planning on leaving him or he's got something tough to get through.
Yeah. But that's the whole story.
That's awesome.
It's a good story. Yeah.
Cleaned all of his diapers. That was fun. Like right away, suddenly you're just wiping someone's ass. Like me and Amanda had it so good for so long.
Right away.
We had it so good for so long, and suddenly I'm like wiping this dude's ass, getting poop on my fingers, and like not caring. It's weird. You get it right on your hand, you don't care.
I understand that. I understand that fully. There is one aspect of parenthood that I don't understand. 'Cause I don't have kids or whatever. But it's when kids eat on and slobber on and like backwash into shit, and then they bring it to you and expect you to eat or drink it or whatever. And people do it all the time.
Do you do it, Jake?
If I see backwash, I don't know. Absolutely not. No one's allowed to use my toothbrush, and I don't eat backwash. And
What the fuck, toothbrush?
I have like 2 rules. Heather tries to use it once in a while, and it makes me very upset.
Dude,
Ew.
Jake, I've definitely used Amanda's.
Ew.
You're the problem there.
Dude,
Yeah, you're spreading the Rona.
No,
I didn't have one, dude.
For
It's
one
funny
person
that,
and
it's
one
funny that
person
Heather
only.
does. It must be like in our blood here, the little ethnicity here.
Puerto Rican.
I'll add one more thing. Straws. I will not share a straw with anybody.
That's
ever.
me too. That's me too, Brent. To this day, me and Amanda don't share one at the movies at all.
No, hell no.
No, get your own straw. Mine's the tall one.
No, I'm not sharing the drink either.
Oh, damn. That's good.
If you're thirsty, you better get a Coke. Drink my soda.
We got to get Wes Wilkes on here, dude. I want to hear that story that he's got for us about his life. That'd be so funny, dude.
That's a 6-hour podcast.
We got a couple good guests. We have to make a schedule though, and we have to do it at your house. This ain't gonna work.
This sucks. This whole thing has sucked. I know.
It should be over by next week, right?
Yeah, let's hope so.
I hope so.
Can I say one thing?
You can say one thing.
Apple headphones hurt. My ears are killing me right now.
What do you mean? Like they're too big for your ear hole?
No, I don't know what the hell they are, but both of my ears are on fire. They hurt.
Take turns, just one at a time.
I gotta hear the microphone and all that shit.
Dude, you know what I watched the other day? The first Ninja Turtles. When was the last time you watched that?
Hasn't been that long.
Dude, it's fantastic.
I watched so it with much Felix. Better than
Dude, I don't watch old movies anymore. Like, I'm on to the next. Like, I hate rewatching something because it's like I feel like I'm wasting my time because I've already seen it.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, April was.
It's stupid.
I saw it the other day actually a little bit. And April was wearing a dress that she should not have been wearing for a PG movie. It was ridiculous.
Oh, on that show, on the first one.
Yeah. Which one has the guy with the hockey stick guy?
Yeah. That's
when he's like
Casey
making
Jones.
a move on her in the room, and then one of the turtles peeks his head in and sees it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, when they're hiding out in that farmhouse.
Yeah.
So you watched? Hold up, Jake.
Definitely
You watched it recently too?
I saw that scene recently. I don't know why. It was on. Yeah, it was on. Maybe Heather was watching it. I don't know.
There will never. They can try, but there will never be a better Casey Jones than that guy.
I don't think there. I mean, I don't think there's a better quote unquote superhero movie. Dude,
it's so good. It was so fun to watch.
There's four dudes in rubber suits. There's no CGI whatsoever.
Puppet animation, bro, with little robots. They're like they made the lips work with the little controller.
Can you imagine how miserable those guys were wearing that every day?
Terrible.
While they were at work?
Terrible. Doing scenes over and over.
Yeah,
they sweating so bad, probably.
They got their SAG cards. They're fine.
Oh, you know what? I did watch a little bit of it, Mike, and I didn't realize that Shredder was Asian.
Oh, my God.
What? What did you think he was? Just like American?
Back then, I didn't see color, Brent.
Now you do?
No, I'm just kidding. But I didn't.
Jake doesn't see color now. He only sees one, and it's white.
That's ridiculous. It's so not true. But I didn't realize that Shredder was like a Chinese dude. Yes. Or Japanese?
Yep.
It's Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
Yep. And he hated Splinter's master because and he ended
Masato Yoshi?
So how dark? I don't know. How dark is that he killed the woman and then killed his master?
Yeah.
Like he killed the woman he loved that the other guy loved just because she chose him, and then it's pretty dark for a PG movie. Just and then he did it with a black background.
He jumps out of the cage and gives him that scar.
Yeah, dude, that was so funny. He jumps out he's doing his little karate moves, and he jumps up on him and scratches his face, and all Shredder does is just swing his sword at a rat. Let's just picture that for a second. And all he catches is the tip of his ear, and then he leaves.
Right.
Then he leaves. Yeah. That's it. No,
that the part of that movie is so sad because Splinter is on the floor and he's touching his ear.
Yeah.
That little puppet.
Yeah. It looks so stupid. It was stop animation.
Oh, God.
It looked ridiculous. Hold on. I might be able to.
I want to watch that movie. As soon as we're done with this, I'm watching that. I'm just gonna get drunk and watch it.
Hold on, dude. Got it. Dude, that came out in 1990.
Movie's 30 years old, bro.
Me and Josh Burke used to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Super NES. Is that what it was? Super Nintendo.
Yeah. That game was
hard.
game
was so tight.
But it was impossibly hard.
My toe. Yeah, but you can play with two people. Yeah, my toe.
It was so fun though.
You could play with 2 people, and I mean, I guess you could do that on Nintendo with Super Contra and stuff like that. So that was fun. It was just fun. What a good game,
Dude.
I loved it.
But
I
there
love
was
how Jake's
one.
sitting in an Adirondack chair right now, just loving
I am, man. Look at this thing.
being just upper middle class, kicking ass.
You
That
played
game-
golf on a Friday today during a lockdown. You're rich.
Think and grow rich. I'm mentally wealthy.
If you will it, dude, it is no dream.
At the end of the
don't
movie
get-
when
why is that on?
Shredder's in the
The trash
garbage truck,
Yeah.
and Casey Jones just goes, "Oops."
Yeah.
Pulls the lever.
Jose Canseco.
That's
my
pretty messed
God.
up too. Just crush the guy. I mean,
Oh yeah, and there's like blood oozing out of the trash truck.
Yeah,
That
it's a
movie was
mess.
pretty
Dude,
dark. man.
the
you need to
Ninja
be
Turtle.
a teenager to watch it.
The Ninja Turtles look so good. What you guys don't see is I have a little video of it like on our video. You can't see it.
Okay.
It's on right now. And Shredder is so small. He's not he looks terrible. You're right. He's definitely so Asian. I don't know how you didn't see that.
I didn't see that. Or I don't know. It didn't register back then. I don't know.
You can see the little necklines of where the little helmet goes on.
Which one was the best? 1, 2, or 3?
One.
Was it
No,
3?
one. Just one.
100%. 100%.
Two. Which one had fucking Vanilla
Ooze.
Ice in it? Was that 2?
Ooze.
That's
yeah,
one.
Secret of the
No.
Ooze, number 2.
Oh, New York City.
What?
I mean, they're always in New York City, but
No, didn't the third one they go to the
Well, they went in
future
like
or
a
the
time
past
machine or something.
that fucking
on.
song. Go
Hold on.
Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Hey,
Ninja.
Vanilla Ice is the man nowadays. He's like he works with Amish people building stuff. He's a good dirt bike rider. I like it. I like him.
So
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. my dad loves him. He like records his shows and then rewatches them.
Oh, Rob Van Winkle.
it's amazing
his
when you
name?
go on.
Yeah.
Wait, so Casey Jones was in the third one too?
Is it the same dude?
I
No
don't know.
way.
I don't remember that at all. Dude, you ever think how weird like Jeeps are? Like
They
you're, like,
were
riding-
made for wartime. They're wartime vehicles.
Yeah, but like when people are riding down the road in them, when like they have no sides and they're just sitting there driving, looks pretty weird. Gotta say, you don't think so?
No, it is weird. It's just, I don't know. White people like shit like that.
Can
I
you
don't
imagine
know.
like an airplane with like see-through sides? People see.
They have those. They're also for wartime. Like helicopters riding around with the doors open and the guys just
Yeah.
hanging out with
The
guns
Hueys?
blazing. Yeah.
Yo, Hueys. Yeah.
Hueys. Yeah, man. So hey, I read this book recently, How to Break Up with Your Phone.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about this last time.
I mean, I have so many notes on this thing. I did like a book report, but not really.
Look,
My,
Brent got up.
very interested. Brent is. Do you want to take a quick quiz?
Yes.
All right. It's a very easy quiz. Dr. David Greenfield, who is the founder of the Center for Internet and Technology Addiction at University of Connecticut. So this guy's legit. And basically, I ask you 15 questions, and you just keep track of how many are yes.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end, I'm going to say how many were yes, and you'll say 4 or 8 or whatever.
Okay.
All right. So do you find yourself spending more time on your cell or smartphone than you realize? Do you find yourself mindlessly passing time on a regular basis by staring at your cell or smartphone? Do you seem to lose track of time when on your cell phone? I'm just going to say smartphone from now on.
Okay.
Do you find yourself spending more time texting, tweeting, or emailing as opposed to talking to people in person? Has the amount of time you spend on your cell phone or smartphone been increasing? Do you wish you could be a little less involved with your phone? Do you sleep with your cell phone turned on under your pillow or next to your bed?
Yep.
Do you find yourself viewing or answering text, emails, tweets at all hours of the day and night, even if it means interrupting other things you are doing? Do you text, email, tweet, Snapchat, Facebook, or surf while driving?
Yep.
Do you feel your use of your smartphone decreases your productivity at times?
Yes.
Do you feel reluctant to be without your cell phone, even for a short time?
Not really.
Okay. Do you feel ill or at ease?
Ill?
Do you feel ill? Do you feel ill at ease or uncomfortable when you accidentally leave your smartphone in the car or at home, or you have no service?
No, because I just turn around and go get it.
Exactly.
That means you feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When you eat meals, is your cell phone on the table?
Yes.
When your cell phone rings or buzzes or beeps, do you instantly check it?
Yes.
Do you find yourself mindlessly checking your cell phone many times a
Yes.
day, even when you know there's likely nothing
Just yes.
new?
Yes, all of it.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so 1 to 2, you're fine, right? No one's 1 to 2. I'm just going to go right to 8 or higher because everyone that's listening is 8 or higher,
Sure.
probably,
Yep.
right? If your score is 8 or higher, then you might consider seeing a psychologist, psychiatrist, or psychotherapist
Nah.
who specializes in behavioral addiction for a consultation. What do you think about that?
No.
I think this book is a big old swerve to get people on the spectrum of medication. I think you're falling for it.
Medication? No.
Dude,
Well,
say
I've read the
medication.
book, so I know that's not the answer. The book goes into I can keep going. So you want to hear some stats?
Let's hear some stats.
Sure.
Americans
stats?
check their phones 47 times. This is from 2017. We know it's got worse. 47 times a day. For people 18 and 24, the average is 82 times a day.
Sure.
That's 9 billion phone checks every day.
What else would you do?
Look at the flowers, anything but
I
check
look at
your
them
phone.
too. I take pictures of them.
Be productive.
All right.
at work.
On average, Americans spend more than 4 hours a day on their phones. Do you know how many days that is a year looking
A
at your
lot.
phone? 56
Hold on.
days.
Oh, damn it. I was
Easily.
going to do the math.
You don't want to guess on live on math. It's never good.
I'm good at math, baby.
80% of Americans check their phones within a half hour of waking up. I check
Sure.
mine.
Half hour.
30
That's way too long.
Yeah. There are
half
other.
hour.
What are they
know.
doing for a half hour?
What am I going to do while I take my morning deuce? I got to have my phone, and that's easily within 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Half of
sucks,
it, 50% check your phone in the middle of the night, and if you're 25 to 34, it's more like 75%.
though. Oh yeah.
You check your phone in the middle of the night.
Probably not.
I did, yeah. I do most nights. If I wake up like randomly at 2 a.m., I reach for it.
No, I used to, but no.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
All right,
I mean,
Brent,
I
this one's
get
for
it.
you. Nearly 1 out of every 10 American adults admit to checking their phone during sex.
No, I've never done that.
Mike?
I've
Hell
reached
no.
for the phone, but,
for-
not to check it.
For the camera.
Yeah.
That's funny.
For the camera.
With the camera, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's about it.
That's funny. I mean, I could go on. There's a whole bunch more of stuff. But the point is, they make phones to addict you. Basically, you get your dopamine sensors pumping out things.
Sure.
And get us addicted. And it's a
course.
mess. So this book has a plan how to break up with your phone in 30 days. And it culminates in like a weekend without your phone. And then you're just more aware of it. It's pretty good, though.
Have you brought
You
this
know?
up to your phone?
So
Listen, phone, it's not me. It's you.
There you go.
You're an ass.
Listen, there's this dude. This is how this book is written. It's pretty good. There's this guy, Ramsey Brown, who founded Dopamine Labs. Have you ever heard of
Ramsey.
it?
It's a good name.
They create all the big apps go to him because he's like a neuroscience dude and they figure out how to make their apps really addicting. And when you're about to like leave it, how to keep you on it longer, right? His whole goal is to keep people glued to an app. So he came up with like Instagram. It holds back likes on purpose so that it can deliver a bunch of them and in a sudden rush that makes you feel the best at the most effective moment possible, like when you're about to exit the app. And then guess what you do? You just keep on scrolling or looking or whatever.
I will get likes, like, I'll get it once, and then I'll get it again for some reason. I have noticed that.
Well,
have you ever noticed that?
This is what he said. I don't have Instagram. I gotta get it one of these days.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, "There's an algorithm somewhere that predicted for this user right now, who is experimental subject 79B3 and experiment 231, we think we can see an improvement in his behavior if you give it to him in this burst instead of that burst.
Wow,
You're part of a set of controlled experiments that are happening in real time across you and millions of other people." You,
Awesome.
me, everybody. It's kind of awesome, but it's also like not that great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all experiments. They're experimenting on you daily, and then they're changing the algorithm. Optimizes to keep you on that app the most, right?
So
Makes sense.
Jacob, you don't have an Instagram account. Mike, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you noticed? And everybody knows that they're listening. That's not. I'm not breaking any news. But since we started this podcast, have you noticed Joe Rogan's fat head on your timeline more and more and more and more?
Are you seeing him on Zero Ideas?
No, I'm seeing him on mine trying to sell me a Tim Tam. There's always there's two, and he's trying to sell me like drugs or some shit, and like a personal massager all the time.
Personal massage.
Oh, man.
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm gonna work through a couple more of these, and you guys just comment on them.
Okay.
So likes, right? Social. We're asking people, actively encouraging users to judge one another, right? Isn't that ridiculous? So we all want to be loved, and they know that. So this dopamine dude, he also, I don't know if he's the one that created it or not, but the like button on Facebook. I don't know how long you guys have had Facebook. Probably before that came out, right? I remember it without that. But a post with 0 likes wasn't just privately painful, but also kind of public condemnation. And they know that, and they know people keep coming back to it. And he says, what's particularly weird is that we don't just care about other people's judgments, we ask for them. Weird. We're lazy, so Netflix and YouTube, they just keep the next episode coming, right? You can't even hardly click it fast enough to stop the next episode.
Hey, real
they know
quick,
that.
stop right
They
there.
use it against you.
Stop right there. Skip intro. Best invention in forever. Skip intro button. Bro, if you don't know where
guys like you that make the intro are like so mad about that.
Dude,
They spend so much time on it.
Okay, so when I see a show, let's say The Outsider, just because it's the most recent I've seen, the intro.
Skip.
No, Jake. The intro's 2 seconds long. It's just a little thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. I appreciate.
I love
that,
a show that's just like, let's get into it. No one cares.
We came here for the episode.
Yeah,
we came here to see what's going on.
If you really care about director, about screenplay, or whatever else like that, wait till the end. You're gonna wait for it anyways. Anybody that's force-fed that doesn't care about it usually anyways.
Yeah, the old days they used to put that up front, man, and just ruin it forever.
Long.
Did you guys ever?
intros.
House of Cards had like a 4-minute intro.
Mm-hmm.
That show sucks.
God, no, you suck.
I watched the first season; it was good. Second season, unwatchable, and then I just said never again.
Dude,
I didn't. I watched all of them. It was fine.
it got pretty bad around season 4, I think it was.
Well, that's because Kevin Spacey started touching people.
I think
that's
it was
why.
5 that he got kicked off of, but I think it was
I don't think he started.
It was right
them,
before.
but yeah.
Yeah, well, he was doing that for a while. But yeah.
Creep. Dude, Jake, what do you think about that thing Rick Madeley said over? That was fun, wasn't it?
I have read that before then, and I agree with. I don't know if I agree with it because I haven't done my own research. I don't know if the head of Disney stepped down. I don't know if Bill Gates stepped down. I don't know if all that
Bill
actually
Gates did
happened.
step down.
Read it.
It's pretty funny. It's like just fun.
It would make great television.
It's a
great
fun
television.
little theory, and it goes like. As I scroll back in our group text. God, we talk a lot, don't we?
Yeah, you guys text more than anybody I've ever met on Earth.
Shut up. That was only recently.
Fuck you.
That was only recently.
This is-
That's because these guys, these Miller boys, they like send videos to each other talking.
Marco Polo.
Yeah, there you go. They just talk into this little video, and I was on there for a day or something. I was like, nah, that's weird.
It's better. It's
You're
awesome.
probably right, Jake. It is probably better. I will give you that, but I'd rather send 100 texts. I just say what I could in 30-second video.
Well, I'm not done my book review, or else we'd talk about texting all the time.
You didn't answer very much. That is true.
Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
You're too busy chucking a frisbee, playing that game that you didn't know what it was.
I'm too busy breaking laws.
Yeah. What is up with
Over
that?
10 people.
Freak.
Hey, well, we had fun, and no one's going to get coronavirus. So how about that?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know if I know.
And we learned a valuable lesson last night. Brent's actually pretty good at darts.
Ooh, Brent is good at darts. You are good. All right.
All
so
right,
anyway, it basically
Jake Cliff
said-
noted.
I already forgot about it, but it was saying that because who's the guy? Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
got put away. He still got a lot of time, so
And
that's
Epstein.
what makes this the most.
Exactly.
And Jeffrey Epstein. But if you're going to give up all those people, I'd want to walk.
Yeah.
But basically said, yeah, fake suicide, Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein will get out because he gave up all these people that have been having sex with kids forever. And it's like Bill Gates, it's Tom Hanks, it's everybody, and they're faking it, saying coronavirus, or coronavirus is like the cover-up story, right? So they can all just whisk away somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then Trump's going to arrest 3,000 people worldwide. Again, he can't just arrest people worldwide, so that's also implausible. Unplausible? I don't know what the word is. But, I mean, I like it. It makes sense, and it might be partly true, and that guy just doesn't have all the answers, whoever wrote that. But it certainly could be true. Is that the right? Is that what you got out of it, Mike?
Yeah, basically. And there's a bunch of people stepping down. Basically, they want us all inside and locked away, and then they're going to make some changes. So they're going to act like people died because of coronavirus just to get them, basically into not witness protection, but they're going to, go hide away.
Well, I did see a stat. I already forgot it, so I'll botch it, but I'll just make it up. It was like celebrities. If you're a celebrity or you're famous, you have like a 400% higher chance of getting coronavirus than the rest of us. Explain that. I don't know.
That is weird.
It might even not be 400. It's way more. Like celebrities make up 0.0000000 whatever 1% of the population, but they make up like 10% of all infected with coronavirus, or 4% or whatever it was.
Well, I also heard some good news, boys, was that I am O negative blood, and I have a less chance of catching it than you.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we go.
Well, I'm A, which is the worst.
Yep.
I don't know my blood type.
You don't?
Nope.
To be honest, I knew that
I can't remember what I am. I'm A negative or A positive. I forget.
I knew that I was an O, but I wasn't sure, and my mom confirmed it while she was here, which was nice. Okay, so here we go. I got it.
Hold on. Is your mom not there right now?
My mom's here.
Oh, she's still there.
Yep.
Okay.
Still
That's how you're allowed to do this stuff. You don't have any help. Your ass is going to be with that baby whenever Amanda's not.
Amanda's, dude, well, for now, because shit can change, but for now, he's a great baby. He's really.
What are you eating, Jake?
Dude, Heather just brought me this ridiculously awesome homemade pesto pizza.
What the fuck?
I'm hungry too. You want to see it?
Oh,
I was supposed to be there.
God, dude, Jake is probably so
She even brought
excited.
ranch and hot sauce.
Look, he's sweating already.
I'm already sweating because it's hot.
What a good woman. What a good
check
woman.
It out. CEO of Disney stepped down. Let's just check that right away on this little computer I have right here.
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, like
No, it's right here.
the story was cool until they started mentioning like Pizzagate and all that Alex Jones bullshit. I'm like, okay, I'm over
Bob
it.
Iger steps down as CEO.
I love Alex Jones.
Of Disney, and this story broke February 25th, 2020. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
All right, so CEO of Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid, blah, 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 steps down. CEO of Hulu, of MedMen, of L Brands, and Victoria's Secret Bath and Body Works. CEO of Salesforce, blah, blah, blah. Harley Davidson, IBM, T-Mobile, LinkedIn, MasterCard, and Bill Gates of Microsoft, which we checked, and that was I'd have to check a little deeper. They all stepped down. So it goes on, quote, to say, what if I told you this morning at 4:30 a.m., Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was served a criminal indictment by the U.S. For corporate and financial crimes. Media owners were instructed to brainwash everyone that Trudeau and his wife have the coronavirus and that they won't be leaving their house for a while. Tom Hanks was arrested 48 hours ago for pedophilia, and he is... What?
It's insane.
Hold on.
Insane.
I gotta say it again. That caught me off guard. And I've already read it before.
Pedophilia.
I thought he was like.
So why did Rita Wilson get coronavirus too?
Because she sticks by her man, boy.
Oh.
She ain't worried about that thing he
Okay.
does.
Dude, celebrities have a ridiculously high chance of getting it.
All right, so hold
You
on.
know.
All right. So Tom Hanks was arrested 48 hours ago for pedophilia, and he is currently being kept in a hotel room in Australia, refusing to fly back to the USA. The next celebrity arrest will be Celine Dion, Madonna, Charles Barkley, and Kevin Spacey. All will claim coronavirus infection.
Not going to get Barkley.
Well,
Definitely not getting Barkley, bro. They love
I
him.
got the coronavirus. It's terrible. It's
got
just
the Rona.
terrible.
And what would Celine Dion be
Corona.
doing?
What?
I don't know. Being French Canadian, I have no idea.
This pizza's good, but I'm sweating.
All right, so United Emirates have completed mass arrests of their own royal family and affiliates. Convicted Hollywood rapist Harvey Weinstein agreed to a deal in exchange for his testimony against hundreds of top Hollywood celebrities and their involvement in drug businesses, pedophilia, and child trafficking. Instead of a 55-year sentence, he only received a 23-year sentence. In exchange, he provided testimonies against some of the biggest and most powerful names, including Prince Andrew of the UK, former President Bill Clinton. He could probably stay there, right? You could believe that.
Hold on, 23 years. Like, he's going to die by then anyways. It's pretty old.
Yeah, he's old and
He would have to get immunity.
up.
You know,
He's already half
gone.
dead. Yeah, I agree. Former Vice President Joe Biden, Tom Hanks, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, Quentin Tarantino. What did Ellen do?
Besides not being funny, she should get arrested for that.
She's a nice
Scissor everybody.
lady. She's a nice lady, Brent.
No,
I didn't say she wasn't a nice lady. She's just not funny. And she's not a nice lady. She treats everybody that works for her like shit. Look it up.
She
Probably.
plays the public like a fiddle, dude. She has us nailed. People
Hey,
love her.
look it up,
She's
Brent,
trash.
while I'm
She's
reading.
not a good person.
Look it up. Look up stories of Ellen, please. Oh, you can't. What am I doing? You look so helpless when I was saying that because you couldn't do it.
You have the only power.
I'm sorry.
My cell phone that I'm addicted to is in my hand, and it's got the video on it.
While you're eating, Charlie, dude, Jake's loving this break that I'm reading.
Look at that sweat.
I'm sweating.
He's
I gotta go
the most
outside.
sweating dude I know, dude. He's always sweating.
I'm a face sweater.
Dude, yeah. He's all right. So, anyways, John Travolta, Steven Spielberg, Podesta, NXIVM, and Pizzagate sex trafficking clubs, and hundreds more who were all directly involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was similarly allowed to make a deal and have his suicide in prison faked in exchange for his testimony. CEOs of same major world corporations have been indicted, arrested, and some have been forced to resign, all in the last 30 to 60 days, such as CEOs of NBA, Harley-Davidson, the Bill Gates Foundation, Intel, McDonald's, Caesar Awards, and Disney. The Vatican chief of police, etc. Approximately 700 to 800 more resignations are coming in the next 3 months. The lab-created coronavirus was a cover-up for the mass mandatory vaccination agenda. Now it has become the biggest covert U.S. intelligence operation the world has ever seen. This mass 158,000 arrests operation will remove and capture the biggest evil and corrupted politicians, celebrities, and CEOs, including global elites and bankers such as George Soros, UN officials, and the founders of Greta Inc. President Trump will win the 2020 election, and arrests of former U.S. presidents will occur in early 2021.
All right, turn that guy off. Turn that guy off.
Dude, I love this.
I'm pretty sure that was written by Alex Jones. It had to have been, or somebody that works for him.
He's just making little notes now.
No, Alex Jones is too smart for that.
Spreading them.
Jacob. Alex Jones is too smart for that.
That dude's brilliant. He might be crazy, but he's still smart.
Yeah, because your wife and girlfriend and all the women on the in America pee out most of their birth control, and that's why the frogs are gay. Get out of here.
What?
That's why the frogs are gay.
I'm not making that up.
Hold on.
He said that.
Alex
Well, frogs are
Jones,
gay, aren't they?
Frogs
Oh my God! Here we go.
are gay.
In a nutshell, what the amount of estrogen in women's medication, i.e., birth control.
I got it right here,
I get it. It goes into the water. It goes into the rivers and lakes and streams, and we drink it.
Brent.
Yeah, and that's why everybody's gay and everybody's a pussy. Well, but
at least he's got a theory. At least he's got a theory.
He's got a theory because in the 70s, 60s, and 80s, they were afraid to be gay because they would get beat up and bullied and killed.
There was gay people way before the 60s and 70s.
That's what I'm saying, but you didn't hear about it because they were afraid to come out. Now they're not afraid to come out.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
The reason there's so many gay people now is because it's a chemical warfare operation, and I have the government documents where they said they're going to encourage homosexuality with chemicals so that people don't have children.
Well, I mean,
he said that
people have way less children now,
yeah.
And having children is apparently hard,
Yeah.
Nowadays. I don't get it. It is. So, I mean, some of that is true. I don't know the reasons, but people would definitely have less children, and there's definitely more gay people.
5 years later,
there's no more gay people. They're just not afraid to be gay anymore. There's a difference.
They're just
I don't know about
more.
that.
5 years later, the theory took a turn. In a rant that has since become a meme in a line of T-shirts, Jones said he didn't like the government putting chemicals in the water and turning the frickin' frogs gay.
Turn the frickin' frogs gay.
The majority of frogs in most areas of the United States are now gay. That's hilarious. Dude, it goes on to say
they probably are.
It goes on to say the claim was without evidence.
I don't know. That frog meme got banned off of like everything. If you do a frog meme, all of a sudden you're like a anti-government right winger, whatever. Any frog meme.
That's hilarious.
Have you seen that?
Dude.
No.
The little goofy frog. You never seen that? Really? It's like an alt-right. It's like an alt-right thing, but it's
Pepe.
not. It's just called an alt-right thing.
His name's Pepe.
Pepe the frog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
That's all from the same stuff.
I'm just laughing at this bullshit. Oh my god. I think it's great.
Are we turning into a conspiracy show?
No.
I no. It's just that's so goddamn funny. That is comical.
It's just funny, dude.
The one Mike read is the reason it's hard to believe is because guess what? Tom Hanks is going to be in another movie soon, and everything's going to go back to normal. Bill Gates is going to be on some yacht. Like none of those people are getting in trouble. So it's hard to believe. And then same with the coronavirus, by the way. 2 months from now, when everything's fine, which it will be, and if it's not, you guys can. I mean, this is not going to age well if it's not. But I think it will be fine.
I'm gonna clip it.
Is everyone going to come back and all of a sudden apologize for the BS we had to deal with because they were wrong?
Well,
or overreacted?
Is anyone that downplayed it going to come and apologize for all the people that are sick?
Only if they directly made people sick. I'm not downplaying it, but
what?
I'm not downplaying it. I'm not getting anyone sick.
Boy, this has been the best vacation ever for you.
I haven't had a vacation. I went to work every single day.
I'm kidding. Some people treat it like that, though. I know you haven't been, but
next week though we're going to telework next week. I'm not going anymore, and it's not because I'm scared. It's because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah,
I got sent home Monday, bro. I didn't put on a shirt the other day until I cooked dinner. It was awesome.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So anyways, coming up, there will be a 2-month complete shutdown of the world's most common operations, such as schools, stock exchange, some banks, airports, shipping, travel, events, galas, expos, sports games, sports championships, music awards, ceremonies, blah, 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 blah. There will be food shortages and stage electricity power loss. Gas prices will go down, food costs up, insurance will go up, gold and silver stocks will fall, many corporations will fall bankrupt and take significant financial loss, such as in case of what's about to happen to Air Canada, just random, Disney, and Coca-Cola. Welcome to the Great Awakening.
Okay, well, before all of this happens, can somebody buy my house? It'll be on the market on Tuesday.
I hate to tell you, people don't buy houses in times of uncertainty such as these.
Yeah, but
you might be screwed.
The interest rate is so low. Buy that house, people.
It's pretty low. It's crazy times for no reason.
You know what's been great?
Me off.
What's been great is when Trump is talking every day now, and when the lady was like,
China.
yeah, she was like, "Can you stop calling it the China virus?" Not, she didn't say that, but he was just like, "It came from China. It's not racist at all."
Now, why
China.
would she ask that question if she actually gave a crap about the American people? Because that's not a real. I mean, that's not going to help anyone. What he calls it is irrelevant.
Yeah. But I could,
She's worried about that.
I could see why it would be offensive.
If he called it the Kung Flu, it might be an issue.
My dad said
Okay.
that. My dad said it.
People need to understand that 80% of all flus start in China. China is dirty, and they have questionable. I mean, it's just true. They have questionable relationships with animals and how they keep them and eat them. And the flu starts there. Every year, the flu starts there. It's a known fact. You can look it up. 80% of all flus start there. It is a Chinese virus. It started there in Wuhan. And whether it was man-made or not, or whether it came out of questionable eating bat poop or whatever they're doing over there, that's what starts it.
It came out of Tom Hanks's butt.
So it is a Chinese virus. I mean, it's not racist.
It does say Asia. Maybe they don't want to pinpoint it.
No, bullshit. Dude, CNN called it a Chinese virus like a month ago.
It said
They're all Chinese viruses. They all start there.
No. I was talking about what Jake was saying. It says most influenza viruses that infect humans seem to originate in parts of Asia, where close contact between livestock and people creates a hospitable environment for mutation and transmission of viruses.
That's
Swine
because there's
or
4
pigs.
billion
China.
people living on top of each other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
with
it
animals
happens.
everywhere. Yeah, most of these diseases come from animals.
This one freaks me out because what happens when
Oh, we know.
what happens when the police all get sick, or not all, but when a lot of the police get sick from going out to certain places and trying to take care of things? What about the medics? What about
They won't get sick. That's how we know it's not real.
What about? I know. I'm just assuming that this is going to happen the way they're saying it's going to happen. What happens when people start dying in their homes, older people and whatnot, or people with prior conditions? Like, who's going to go get the bodies out when they're all sick as well and they're supposed to stay in? Who's going to bury the bodies? Because honestly, think about somebody that's old and dies right now. Who's going to the funeral?
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Like who?
I want one of those plague masks where I can put lavender in the beak of it and only breathe in the lavender all day long.
And relax. Do you know the song "Ring Around the Rosies"? Have you ever listened to it or heard it?
Yeah, that's a dark one, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah.
Do not Google it because it's probably Snopes would probably get me again. Ring Around the Rosies, pocket full of posies. Ring Around the Rosies was like the plague, the bubonic, or no?
Well, there's only one plague.
The Great Plague, it says.
There's been a few.
There's a few.
The sword was a ring around something, and it looked like a ring around the rose. Pocket full of posies, they put flowers in dead people's pockets because they stunk so bad, and they're laying in the road. And the posies made them smell better. Pocket full of posies. What's next? Ring around the rose. Pocket full of posies.
Ashes.
Ashes.
They
They burn the bodies. We all fall down. We're all dead.
Yeah.
It's a kid's song about a friggin' mass plague.
It
Good
says
song.
it dates back to the Great Plague. A rosy rash, they allege, was a symptom of the plague, and posies of herbs were carried as protection and to ward off the smell of disease. So yeah, yep, pretty gross.
All right, nailed it. How about that?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, boys, but I've got 10% left on my phone.
The 5 biggest plagues and how they ended. I had it coming up.
How did they end? Pull it up. Mike,
I know. That's what I'm saying. You want to take a break?
Minutes. Come on, let's hear about these. Let's hear about these plagues.
I'm going to. The plague of Justinian. That was a big one, and let's see, killed an estimated 30 to 50 million, which is how would they ever know?
Whoa! Did you say 30 to 50 million
People? Yep. Perhaps
what plague did that?
Half of the world's population. Justinian, in 541 CE.
That's legit. But we don't use CE. Come on, we use BC and we use AD.
AD.
That's that newfangled crap where we act like God doesn't exist. No.
It's people have.
Brett, you're on mute. Are you peeing? Oh.
So
okay.
basically,
Keep it on mute.
obviously more people are going to die back then. They had no way to combat it. But as to how the plague ended, they guessed that it was basically because there was no one really left to kill, and it kind of just died out where it was, which is crazy.
I don't think I believe that 50 million. That's ridiculous.
Black Death is number 2. Black Death hit Europe in 1347, claiming an astonishing 200 million lives in 4 years.
No way. 200.
I don't think there was that. I don't think there was that many people on the planet then.
It says
That 200 million. That's USA gone. 2/3 of
yeah,
America.
I can see that. It's a pretty big plague, bro.
I can't see that.
People still
seems
had no
to-
scientific understanding of a contagion, but they knew that it had to do something with proximity. Forward thinking decided to keep newly arrived sailors in isolation, blah, blah, blah. Sailors were held on their ships for 30 days, which became known to Venetian law as Trentino. As time went on, the Venetians increased their forced isolation for 40 days, or a quarantino, the origin of the word quarantine, and the start of its practice in the Western world. Boo! That's pretty cool, huh?
Venetians, they were pretty smart. I've been there. It was pretty. I mean, that place is awesome.
But it doesn't say how it ended, so that's weird.
Yeah.
The Great Plague of London was number 3. 40 outbreaks in 300 years, and with each new plague epidemic, 20% of the men and women and children living in the British capital were killed. That's crazy. Just keeps reoccurring. What I think is crazy is imagine being born and your whole life is just a plague, basically, to where people just that's all you know.
Like Felix.
Well,
Yeah.
well, he's at the start.
Welcome to the Black Parade, Felix.
Took him into the city to see a black parade. Leonardtown.
What?
That's where he's born. Took him to the city. Get it? Yeah, the closest one.
All right. You're an idiot.
Yeah, I know. The Great Plague of 1665, killing 100,000 Londoners in 7 months.
That's because they used to just shit and piss in buckets and then
They
dump it in
didn't
the
care, bro.
streets. Fucking dumb.
Red crosses were painted on their doors along with a plea for forgiveness. Lord, have mercy on us. So then we
He
had
ain't coming.
smallpox. Smallpox was one of them, which is still here, right? Smallpox killed, like, isn't that all the Native Americans, like, just crushed their whole civilization?
That's what they say. That's what the history books say. We gave them a little bit of we gave them a blanket
On
covered in
purpose,
smallpox.
dude. On purpose. Which is like
Where do they rub the blanket in smallpox? That sounds ridiculous.
well, they
but-
didn't know anything about that kind of warfare.
Well, we gave them smallpox and raping and pillaging on top of that. That was good
Yeah.
too.
They gave us that. So time out. You're telling me the U.S. government has been practicing biological warfare since way back then, and we act like maybe it still doesn't happen?
No. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm not also saying that it's not out there right now. Like it could definitely be happening, and that's why I don't take any chances.
We isolated smallpox in whatever year that was when we had to get rid of all these Indians. Isolated it, put it on a blanket, handed it to Chief, whatever his name was. I'm not saying me. I'm talking like them.
We had to get rid of the Indians. They're bad people.
No, I am Indian. I am 25% Indian, at least.
When we had to get rid of the Indians.
I'm being facetious. I'm saying that's how they were thinking. And they isolated, somehow they had smallpox, and they put it on a blanket and gave it to whoever, and he spread it throughout his whole...
There's just some
and then-
guy in a dungeon in London just coughing on blankets.
This will show them.
Well, exactly. I don't understand that. I have to research that a little bit.
I don't think chemistry was that advanced.
It was pretty advanced.
Smallpox
Not
was
then, dude.
endemic to Europe, Asia, and Arabia for centuries. Indigenous people of modern-day Mexico and the United States had zero natural immunity to smallpox and cut them down by tens of millions. There hasn't been a kill-off in human history to match what happened in the Americas. 90 to 95% of the indigenous population wiped out over a century. Mexico goes from 11 million people pre-conquest to 1 million, which is crazy. Centuries later,
Well, time
smallpox
out.
becomes
You already told us that 200 million died in the Justinian plague.
Yeah.
That's why I don't believe that.
Well, this was one
Because-
population. This is one group of people.
All right.
Anyways, I just wanted to read it because in the late 18th century, a British doctor named Edward Jenner discovered that milkmaids infected with a milder virus called cowpox seemed immune to smallpox. Jenner famously inoculated his gardener's 9-year-old son with cowpox and then exposed him to smallpox virus with no ill effects. The annihilation of smallpox, the most dreadful scourge of the human species, which is not true if we're talking about 200 million people, right?
Yeah.
But then again, we don't know how many people.
Yeah, smallpox. Yeah, they would put a cow in like a thing where he couldn't lick his stomach. They'd shave the stomach, they'd cut it open, they'd put smallpox into it, and then the cow would create some sort of fluid that would drain into something, and that became the smallpox vaccine or whatever. What Mike just said, that was exactly what happened.
But Jake,
cow. Yeah, the smallpox vaccine was developed in a cow's stomach.
Is that not
and
it
a still
hero?
is.
Is that not a hero that figures that out?
Yeah, Edward, whatever his name was.
Jenner?
Absolutely.
That's a hero,
Jenner.
bro. Saves who knows how many lives, dude. The annihilation of smallpox, the most dreadful scourge, blah, 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 must be the final result of this practice, wrote Jenner in 1801. And he was right. It took nearly 2 centuries. But in 1980, the World Health Organization, who announced that smallpox had been completely eradicated from the face of the earth, which is 2 centuries, though. Oof. And then finally, cholera.
Cholera.
Is it cholera?
It's cholera.
It is cholera, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cholera.
What do you think?
Me?
The only reason I know.
I played enough Oregon Trail to know it's cholera.
Well, that's funny because the only reason I knew of it was Red Dead, but I never really said it. I think they definitely said cholera. You're right. And that tore through England, killing tens of thousands. The prevailing scientific theory of the day said that the disease was spread by foul air known as miasma. I'm probably saying that wrong. But a British doctor.
Miasma.
But a British doctor named John Snow. Miasma.
So how many did it kill? Tens of thousands?
It said killing tens of thousands.
Right.
But
so
that's,
on the world's greatest stage of plagues, the coronavirus is not going to be on the list.
No,
I don't think it'll kill him.
It's just like,
dude, we're
just
so
like
much more
SARS
prepared.
wasn't, just like swine flu wasn't.
Those were pretty bad, and those were nothing.
I just think we're
That's
way
what I'm
more
saying.
prepared now for it, dude, than they could ever be. Kidding?
I don't know if we're prepared. Doesn't seem like it.
Well, but
I know Italy's not.
with
They're fine.
cholera, a British doctor named John Snow suspected that the mysterious disease,
Bastard from the north.
he died and came back too, suspected that the mysterious disease, which killed its victims within days of the first symptoms, lurked in London's drinking water. He acted like a scientific Sherlock Holmes, investigating hospital records, war records, and he traced it. He traced it back, found a cluster of 500 fatal infections surrounding the Broad Street pump, a popular city well for drinking water. So he.
How did he not get it?
How did he not get it? No idea.
Yeah. Sniffing around all the bad wells. Yeah, he could give it a gun.
You're a goddamn well sniffer.
You well sniffer. With dogged effort, Snow convinced local officials to remove the pump handle on the Broad Street drinking well, rendering it unusable. And like magic, the infections dried up. Snow's work didn't cure cholera overnight, but it eventually led to a global effort to improve urban sanitation and protect drinking water from contamination. With cholera has largely been eradicated in developed countries, it's still a persistent killer in third world countries lacking adequate sewage treatment and access to clean water. So that's a hero to me, that guy right there. While other people are posting memes on their little scrolls and whatnot back in the day, he was out there searching.
Scroll.
Other motherfuckers drawing Pepe the Frog. He's doing research.
Hear ye, gay frogs!
Mike, if they came out with the coronavirus vaccine tomorrow, and we're like, okay, here it is. We're not going to tell you what's in it. You just got to come take it. Are you taking it, Mike?
I'm gonna wait 2 days. I'm gonna wait a week. I got too much to do. I'll make it up there. I'll be up there shortly. I got a new kid. I got stuff to do. I'm gonna say that, but I'm gonna see how people are reacting to it. Did you hear about the one about the? Okay, never mind. Whatever. We gotta go. That's it for us in this weird ass podcast we just did. I promise we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna get back to it soon.
Yeah.
And,
Just hang with us. Hang with us through
this
this
is weird for us
coronavirus,
too. I promise. I promise it is.
Nazi state that we live in right now.
It's weird. It's very weird. But
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Mike likes it.
Do I
Loves
like it?
I think he likes it.
I don't.
Cue the Steely Dan.
I'd rather my kid meet like all my friends and everybody. But
He's not gonna remember it now anyway. So we'll
I
meet
know,
him.
but it's
Don't
not
worry.
about that. It's about my friends meeting him when he's like really cool and holdable, and like
Oh,
just
yeah.
snuggly. I don't
We're
know.
going to meet him soon. You're going to have to give up this eventually. I'll give you 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks is all you get.
Nah, dude.
Then I'm kicking the door in. Me and Brent are coming in.
No, you're not.
Yep.
No, you're not. Clap.
Bullshit.
You better get your ammo then. Get it
Whatever.
situated.
All right. Well, I'm Miller.
I am Brent.
I'm Miller too. How about that?
Jacob. And we're Zero Idea, and we're making it work the best we can. So have a good night, and we'll see ya.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.